The party often compared to a big tent, a home for those whose top issues span a wide range of priorities, already seeing firsthand what that means. This as President Joe Biden prepares to pass the torch to his Vice President Kamala Harris, surrounded by Democrats, hoping to show a united front. Meanwhile, protesters outside expressing anger and frustration, in particular for the Biden administration's support for Israel as it carries out its war in Gaza.
And as people that are concerned with rights for bodily autonomy, we cannot keep silent when a genocide is happening, particularly when it's supported to the hilt by our own government.
Battles have been heated in the city of Chicago over where the protests would take place. Activists angry their permitted protest zones were more than a mile away from the convention center.
It speaks to a lack of accountability on our politicians' part. They don't really seem to want to hear from us right now.
More than 200 organizations have joined forces to voice displeasure about a host of issues.
Welcome, TBW Clips. I am Tyson. Today, the Democrat convention, the DNC, they've got some issues, not so much inside, but outside. It's a lot of protesters that are protesting right now. I don't think the media is really talking about it very much, so we're going to talk about it here. Pro-Palestinian, pro-Hamas Democrats are pretty much holding protests outside the DNC convention right now. Police are going crazy. I don't know how many arrests are being made or what's really going on, how much violence, because we know there are, right? But we don't know because they're not talking about it in the news. But they did prior to the DNC. And let's see what they're talking about here. Let's check out this clip.
Convention week is being met by more protests near the convention site.
Angelica Sanchez is live near the United Center with more on that. Angelica?
Good morning. Well, the first of several marches kicked off last night, and so far, no reports of any arrests. Now, things got started with a rally of people gathering near the intersection of Michigan Avenue and Wacker. Hundreds of demonstrators then made their way down Michigan Avenue on Sunday. The large gathering prompted several street closures in and around the downtown area. Those marching encouraging others to use their voices as the most powerful Democrats in the country land in Chicago.
Yeah, see, they voted these guys in, and so their issue, like I've been saying before, is there's a rift in the Democrat Party that they're not really talking about. The Palestinian people who are pro-Palestinian and who are against Israel. So because Israel is an ally, our government kind of has no choice but to go along with them. There are a lot of Jewish people who are Democrats. I think most of the Jewish people are Democrats. So, and most of the Jewish people who are Democrats are powerful. They're in key places that has to do with thought. Like I said, Democrats own like 90% of everything that has to do with thought. In the inner city, all the schools in the inner city. The news, media, music. They own like 90% of everything that has to do with thought and shaping your mind. So they're not doing much for the people who are pro-Palestinian. Because these people who are in all of these positions that have to do with thought are Jewish people. Most of the Jewish people own the music industry, the media, social media. A lot of Jewish people own social media platform. I think Zuckerberg is Jewish. I could be wrong on that. If I am, let me know down in the comments. So they can't rattle those feathers, right? They can't. They have to. So they're not really addressing the Palestinian people who are pro-Palestinian, right? pro-Hamas. So these guys feel left out. So now they're protesting the Democrat Party, who's supposed to be with them. Any marginalized group, the Democrats have touted that they're for them. Now, the people who are here for Palestine feel as though Palestine are the marginal group compared to Israel. So they've created their bed right now, right, of saying all these marginalized groups needs to be uplifted, and we're the ones who are going to champion them. And now the Palestinian people who are for Palestinians are saying, what's going on here? We're marginalized. You guys aren't touting or sticking up for us. So they have beef. There's a rift right there. And it's going on right now in the at the DNC. Let's keep going. I'm long-winded. Sorry about that.
Protesters are calling attention to issues like economic injustices, reproductive rights, and the war in Gaza. A spokesperson for the coalition to march on the DNC says there's been an ongoing battle with the city of Chicago over expanding their protest route. They say the one that they are approved for is too short.
So the Democrats aren't even allowing these guys to be able to protest. You know, they're cutting off certain angles and saying they can only come this way. And you did not see any kind of protest or anything like that with the RNC. When they had their convention, you did not see this. So there's a big rift right now in the Democrat Party, and I think this is going to hurt them. But they were just talking about how they were also protesting reproductive rights. When the Democrats, they have I believe they have a truck, a Planned Parenthood truck where you can come in and get vasectomies and abortions right outside the DNC. So they're protesting something that the DNC is offering them straight out in their faces. So, I mean, there's delusion here, you know, from the protesters and also from the Democrat Party, which created this, right? They created this beast by touting, like I said before, they're champions for the marginalized people. Let's finish this up.
Up until 2 p.m., when we step off, we're going to be fighting for our rights, and we're going to be fighting for that route. If the city does not agree at step off, we will march the route. And listen, we have a philosophy in Chicago that the numbers dictate what the route is.
They didn't have a problem with the route during the George Floyd riots. I'm sure they did not. Every avenue was open to them. So I think they're going to have a huge problem, the DNC, with this. They are. I don't think these, usually you would say, okay, they're protesting, but in the end, they're going to go back and vote for them. But they're not being, their protests are not being seen with goodness, right? They're being seen with hatred. They're trying to stop them from protesting. The same people who are championing marginalized groups and want them to get out and protest, they're cutting their routes, all kinds of things. And these people who are rooting and on the Democrat side, on the Democrat ticket, who are protesting them, it's not gonna help them. They're not gonna say, well, we did protest, we got our message out, but how they treated us, we're not gonna come out and vote for them. I think that's what's gonna happen. I could be wrong about that.
Now, the coalition has a march planned for this afternoon with a rally planned at noon at Union Park. The Office of Emergency Management is asking the public to allow extra travel time during this convention. Reporting outside the United Center, Angelica Sanchez, WGN News.
WGN will be at the United Center all week, bringing you the speeches from the DNC. Tonight, President Biden and First Lady Jill.
Yeah, so I think this is not going to help the DNC. I think after this, usually you're going to see a bump, right? After the RNC, I believe Trump got a little bump from it. They're expected to get a bump off of this. I don't think it's going to be that big. because I think the protesters are not going to come back to them, especially after the way they're being treated here. Now this was, I believe, the first day, so there weren't any, like they said, there weren't any arrests or anything that they were talking about. Now they're not talking about this on any news station, not even Fox News, right? But CNN, MSNBC, ABC, NBC, all the news channels, all your local channels also, they're not talking about this. So we might not know a lot that's going on with these protests, but I do think it's going to hurt them. I could be wrong. If you think I am, let me know down in the comments. I appreciate you guys. You guys have a great day.